Hey guys, it's Simon. This is Wrestling Unlimited, as it is Saturday, November 2nd, 2024. And tonight, wherever it is where you're living, was WWE Crown Jewel from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Now, the one thing I'm going to say about this show is that it was easy to watch. That there was nothing where I go, well, how do I explain this? There was nothing where I went, man, I wish I had that back. Man, that was, so bad. Except for the Nia Jax Liv Morgan match. Like, I'm going to get into that one because that match was just hot garbage. Anyways, other than that, everything else was fine. Everything else was good. But the problem, the big, huge, overlying problem with this damn show was that nothing mattered. It felt like nothing mattered. There was no stakes. I felt like I was watching a decent Raw or a decent SmackDown with limited commercial breaks. That's what this felt. That's what this show felt like. And it shouldn't have felt like that. It shouldn't have felt like just one of their weekly shows. That's the big issue I have with this Crown Jewel show, is that nothing felt important. Yeah, they did the Women's Crown Jewel Championship match. They did the Men's Crown Jewel Championship match. But we knew that the men and women, Cody and Liv, weren't getting the belts. The belts were staying in Saudi as just a set piece in the WWE experience for something that has no history in WWE. And then the winners got rings. Whoop-de-frickin-do. They're going to wear those rings for a couple of weeks, and that's it. Let's see how long Cody wears that ring. Let's see how long Liv wears that ring. Liv had that ring on during the post show. Someone needs to smarten her up on how a camera works, because the Jackie Redmond goes, Liv, let the camera see the ring. Let the camera see the ring. And this goddamn chica was going the whole time. Look. So the camera was never able to focus on the ring. So we never got to see the ring on her finger. Like, we saw the ring, but it was all out of focus the whole time because she's sitting here going, it never focused properly. When someone says, show the ring, the camera, you go and you hold it up or you fist like that. But you don't the whole time. No. So that was something that irked me, I guess, from a production standpoint, since I'm a production guy and whatnot. But overall, it was an okay show, easy to watch. If I was voting with you guys in the polls, I'd say it was just all right, because there was nothing special, nothing that felt important, and nothing that felt like there were big stakes on it. And then we had Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, which was my favorite thing in the whole show, because it was just a fucking brawl, a fight, a battle between two guys. That's all it needed to be. So, yeah. Good show, but not great, and nothing important really happened. Like, I don't even know what more to say other than thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below, or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button, or you can help us out by subscribing a couple of different ways, either with a tiered subscription or with Amazon Prime. Remember, all you got to do is take your Amazon Prime account, you take your Twitch account, you link them together, bada bing, bada boom, you're Prime Gaming. Also, remember to help us out over on YouTube. You can help us out over there by hitting that subscribe button. You can help us out by hitting the subscribe button so you know when we post new videos, go live like this, or post to the community tab. Also, remember, if you want to support in another way, you can hit the join button to become a channel member. As a channel member, you can support us, even if it's just the $1 tier. We greatly, greatly appreciate it, whether that's here on YouTube or patreon.com/PWU Unlimited. Also, remember, on YouTube, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat or super sticker in the live chat. Also, remember to head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PWU Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Maybe you're getting into that new season of Fortnite, because we got some new Fortnite stuff going on right now. We're going to be streaming that later on today. So Check that out. Go use the code PWU Unlimited, PWUNLIMITED, when you're getting into that new battle pass and so forth. Also, remember, we are working on putting together a new show, and I'm looking for some co-hosts. We need you to be, if you are interested and you have experience podcasting, talking about wrestling and this and that, send me an email at TimmyBuddy or TimmyBuddy89@gmail.com or PWUnlimitedstaff@gmail.com. Or you can DM me, PW Unlimited on Twitter, TimmyBuddy on Twitter. Let me know that you're interested and send me some examples of your work. Because I had a couple people message me, go, I'm interested. And that's all they wrote. Like, first off, that's not a professional way to try and, work with people. You don't just send them blank messages that goes, I'm interested. Okay, first off, you're interested in what? Second off, show me what you got. Show me what you can bring to the table as far as like your previous work. But if you are interested in working with us, you gotta be available on Mondays or Fridays. Don't have to be both. Mondays or Fridays around 1 Eastern. Have a good microphone, have a good camera, and be able to connect through Discord. And let's talk. Because I got this new show in my head that I want to do, but I don't want to do it alone. And finally, this Crown Jewel review is brought to you by Aura Frames. We'll talk about that later. So as far as Crown Jewel does go, we had a 2-hour pre-show that really not much happened on. The first part was, I want to say it was Michael Cole, Big E, and Corey Graves. And then the second part was Jackie Redmond, Sheamus, and Big E. During the first part, Joe Tessitore did a sit-down interview with Gunther that was really good. Basically just talking about, what this match means, why Gunther wants to win, this, that, and so forth. Gunther says that, I will tell you right now, I am winning by choke. Rear naked choke submission. Kind of like, hey, I choked Cody out last night. I'm going to choke him out again. We had a couple of things on the show. Kathy Kelly interviewed Kevin Owens. Kathy Kelly interviewed Seth Rollins. This, that, so forth and whatnot. But not really much happened on the pre-show. We had a sit-down interview. Kathy Kelly and Cody Rhodes in his bus. Don't know when exactly that was filmed, but yeah. Nothing really happened in 2-hour pre-show that if you missed it, oh well. Then we got the main show. 2024 Crown Jewel from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. They showed various wrestlers showing up to the building. They showed the big, large, non-meaningful belts. Then we kicked it off with family feuding. It was the Bloodline versus Roman Reigns and the Usos. Before we get into this, Esports Gaming Rules with a bit donation. Really thank you for that. He says, I checked out some reactions on Twitter/X and watched some of Crown Jewel 2024. And we hear the news of Goldberg having a retirement match 2025 in WWE, just like John Cena having a retirement tour. So I was going to talk about that later because it had no bearing on this show. But Goldberg appeared on the SEC network this morning. They were doing their, preview show for all the college games today. And they started talking about, hey, you were in Atlanta recently for WWE. What's up with that? And Goldberg's like, well, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm making an announcement. I will have my retirement match next year with WWE. He said he doesn't know when. He said he doesn't know, how the match is going to get put together, whatnot, and so forth. But he's going to have a match in 2025 for WWE, which will be his final match ever. And then teased, maybe it's against that guy you see on the screen that I had a little tussle with. He never said the name Gunther. He just said that guy. So he teased a match with Gunther in 2025, but said he doesn't know when the match is going to happen, where the match is going to happen at, just that he will have a retirement match next year with WWE. So we're getting one more Goldberg match. But moving forward to the 6-man tag team match. Again, it was Roman Reigns and the Usos against Solo Sikoa. Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga with Tonga Loa at ringside. So the new Bloodline came out first. Roman's music then hits and the crowd loses their mind for the OTC, who walks out with Jimmy, no Jay. So they make their way down to the ring, and then Jay's music hits. Jay comes out through the crowd, does this thing, Michael Cole trying to dance. He said, Corey, dance with me. And Corey goes, I saw you trying to do this yesterday, Cole. It was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. No, thank you. So Jay's making his way out there. Jey Uso, one of the biggest freaking baby faces in all of professional wrestling, no matter what country, continent, or company you're in. These people love them some Jey Uso. And they're showing Roman in the ring, and he's just like like he's annoyed, like this fucking guy wasting our time doing this fucking thing and da 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 da. Like, he looks annoyed. And then Corey goes, you don't see it on camera right now, but he's like, Solo Sikoa's not taking his eyes off of Jimmy or Jey Uso making his way in through the crowd, and Jimmy is dancing in the ring to his brother's music. While Roman doesn't look too pleased with this. As far as the match does go, Jay and Tama Tonga started things off. Not long in, Jimmy did tag in, and the Usos worked well together. They said that they haven't tagged together in a year and a half almost. It's been last year's Money in the Bank show when they beat Roman and Solo, and that led to the Jay Roman SummerSlam match. I'm like, holy freaking A. It really has been that long since we've had a Usos tag match. Jake Fat 2 finally tagged in, and the Usos had no trouble with him, though, which I didn't quite like. Like, granted, it was 2-on-1, but it was still like, oh, they were messing Jacob up pretty easily. They cleared the ring at one point, and Roman seemed pleased. Crowd was chanting very loudly, "We want Roman. We want Roman." And so Roman calls for the tag, but Jay tags Jim. Yes, Jay tags Jimmy instead, and Roman ain't too happy. Remember what Jay told Roman on SmackDown? I'll work with you guys, but this ain't the old days. You ain't the head of the table telling me what to do, and I'm your lackey. We're equals. All of us. We all call the plays. So Jay and Roman did argue on the apron while Jimmy tried to keep things going in the ring. There was a little bit of a distraction that allowed the Bloodline to get the heat. Tama missed a stinger splash at one point, and Jay tagged back in. He hit strikes and a running hip attack for a 2. Fatu tagged in and gave Jay a pop-up Samoan drop to take over. The Bloodline worked over Jay for a while, and Tama Tonga knocked Jimmy off the apron. Jay fought him off and made the hot tag to Reigns. Reigns and Sikoa exchanged blows. Reigns got the better of it and hit a leaping clothesline, Uranagi, and a Superman punch to the delight of the crowd. Sikoa blocked a spear at one point, though, and hit a Samoan spike. It looked like Sikoa got a 3 count, but the referee kind of pulled it because Roman didn't get got in time. It seemed like, I don't know exactly what happened there. The camera didn't catch Jimmy breaking up the cover, I guess, even though he was late. And that. It was a whole thing. Jay at one point handed out super kicks, but Fatu headbutted him while outside the ring. Reigns gave Sikoa another Superman punch. He yanked Tama into the ring, but Tama knocked over the referee in the process. Reigns then handed out Superman punches yet again. Fatu blocked the attempt on him and headbutted Reigns. Fatu tackled Reigns and hit a step up moonsault. Fatu also wiped out Jay with a suicide dive. Sikoa then took advantage here, hit Reigns with multiple Samoan spikes over and over, and then eventually pinned Roman to pick up the victory to the stun of the crowd. And Corey Graves has the line of the night. I don't know if I've ever heard the air pulled out of a crowd as much as when Solo pinned Roman just now. Something along those lines. Because this crowd, 1, 2, they're ready for Roman to kick out, 3. They were just silent, stunned, shocked, confused a little bit. So yeah, the Bloodline attack Roman, but that ain't all. Or they beat Roman, but that ain't all. 4 Bloodline members are in the ring. Roman tries climbing up Solo and hitting him in the gut and whatnot, but it does nothing. Roman and Jimmy tried to go for the Bloodline afterwards, but took him down. They cleared the announce table, and Jay tried making the save. They beat him up too. They're getting ready to take him out. Looks like they're going to put someone through the announce table, and we hear, oh, let's go! Sami Zayn makes his way out to the ring. Sami Zayn paces down, charges, not really running, but he's just with intent. They got Roman sitting in the corner. He's got a chair over his head. Sami gets in the ring, looks at Solo, and Solo tells him, get him, basically. Sami first throws hug. Solo goes to embrace. He wraps him around, but instead he grabs Solo. Whoop! Exploder suplex. Sami takes down Solo Sikoa. The Bloodline then swarms Sami, and he was saved by Roman and the Usos. They cleared the ring, leaving Sikoa all by himself, and it seemed like he was done for. However, Reigns went for a Superman punch, while Zayn simultaneously hit a running big boot, kind of like the haluva kick. Sikoa, though, ducked, and Zayn booted Roman in the face. This is all done very well. I thoroughly enjoyed this. It's like, hey, we're going to work together. Oh, whoa, what just happened? You just took out Roman. Did you do that on purpose? Did you do it by accident? It was by accident, of course, but still, there's going to be that thought in Roman's head. Did this guy do it on purpose? So, Solo bails. Jimmy then got in Sammy's face. Jay kind of separated them. Sami left on his own, while Jay remained with his family. Very good segment here. Very good angle. Sami wants to help. But now Roman's pissed because Sami didn't actually quite help. Sami caused more problems than he was worth. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out on Raw. Raw is being taped tomorrow in Saudi Arabia, so Monday's show will be a pre-tape show. No clue who's all going to be where. LA Knight said he was leaving tonight, so he's a SmackDown guy anyways. That doesn't matter. They do have some live events they got to go do in the UK for the SmackDown crew, so I don't know who's working where for tomorrow's Raw. All we know is that four-way where it's Seth, Priest, Dom, and Sheamus for a shot at the world title. So then we had the Fatal 4-Way for the Women's Tag Team Championships. And give me a second here. My notes are all messed up. Like, hold on. Like I might have a couple paragraphs here accidentally deleted. What is going on, Google Note? Let me check. Give me a second. Let me refresh this and see if I can fix it. Uh-oh. I don't got notes for this match. All right, give me 1 second to go find some notes. I was pulling from another website. Give them credit, of course. Let's see. Wrestling Inc. usually has some good show notes. Some good, what's it called? Deals and what? Yeah. Let's see what they got. Okay, we'll do this. This is from Wrestling Inc. I'm going to read. My notes got messed up somehow. But it's from Olivia Quinlan of Wrestling Inc. I'm going to take her notes, but give her credit, of course, for the women's tag title match. Let me just double check. That's the only one that seems messed up. Women's tag title match. So it was Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defending against Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, and Io Sky and Kairi Sane. And I want to read a tweet here really fast from one Steph DeLander, because I wholeheartedly agree with what she sent out about this match, more specifically Chelsea Green. So I'm going to pull this up here on the screen. She stated, every wrestler sitting at home watching Crown Jewel needs to get out a fucking pad and a pen and take notes from Chelsea Green on how to get over. And I wholeheartedly agree with this. Chelsea Green is somebody that doesn't leave a moment wasted. She takes advantage of every second she is on screen or on camera in front of a crowd. She does everything to make sure that she's seen, noticed, getting over. Whether that is getting booed because she's supposed to or getting cheered because she's supposed to. Chelsea Green is somebody that I think better than almost anybody in wrestling knows how to make the most out of every moment you're given. No matter what it is, whether it's in the ring wrestling, whether it's in the ring cutting a promo, backstage cutting a promo, doing a skit for social media, anything. She doesn't leave a single moment unused. And it's perfect. Chelsea Green is amazing. But I wanted to shout that out. Steph Lander with a great tweet there. As far as this match does go, Belair and Io Sky began the action. The bell rings and the two lock up. Belair delivers a mat return, but Sky rolls her up. Belair sends Sky crashing into the mat with a delayed vertical suplex, then looks to follow it up with the springboard moonsault. Sky moves out of the way to avoid it, then lands a Hurricane Rana and a dropkick on Belair. Green tags herself in, and Sky lands an open palm strike on her. Belair rains down right hands on her in the corner, and on both Green and Niven, who's on the apron. Okay, this is kind of written weird. Again, not my notes. Belair goes for the pin. Green kicks out. Jackson then tags in and flies off Legend's shoulders to wear down Green. Then goes for a pin, but Green kicks out. Legend then tags in and splashes Green in the corner, then tags right back out to Jackson. Jackson sends Green crashing into the mat, then connects with a chop on her. Kairi Sane tags in and delivers a missile dropkick on Jackson, then lands a right hand on Legend and flies off the ropes to level her. Sky delivers an uppercut to Jackson, not before a big old botch. So they got old Jakara Jackson sitting up on the top rope. Kairi Sane is standing in front of her, and Io runs to the other opposite side of the ring. Io then runs at Kairi, and Kairi was supposed to launch Io into the air. I guess Io was supposed to land on the top rope, like jump up, but she didn't at all. She missed totally. One leg like wrapped around the top rope, the other leg kind of wrapped around the middle rope, and it was bad. She then lands on her feet and just palm strike uppercut right to Jakara Jackson and throws her off the top. I don't know exactly 100% what was supposed to happen there, what the move was going to be, but they botched it. Kairi didn't launch Io high enough or with enough force. Legend and Cargill tagged in. And it was supposed to be power versus power. They fire off some chops and forearms in the ring. Cargill rocks Jackson with a super kick, but Legend stays standing and looks to land a pump kick on Cargill. Cargill avoids it and lands on her own. Lands one of her own. Green then tags in, looks to pin Cargill, and Cargill rolls to the outside to avoid being pinned, though. Sane then flies off the top rope to level Green and Niven with the back elbow. But Cargill delivers a jaded on Green and goes for a pin. Damage Control and Legend break it all up. Belair then levels the three women with forearms. Sky then sends Sane crashing onto Belair, but Jackson levels her with a dropkick off the top. Legend gets Sane in an electric chair position and tosses her over to Jackson, who lands a sit-out powerbomb. Green and Niven then double team on Legend and Jackson to take them down. Niven then tags in Green and sets up for the Imprinter on Cargill. So there's a spot here. I can't remember exactly if it's right around here or if I've already missed it here, but there was a amazing Chelsea spot where there's all these women fighting on the outside by the ramp. And Chelsea like climbs to the top rope and she goes, no, climbs down to the middle rope. And Corey Graves is like, is Chelsea trying to go for a moonsault, Cole? And she's like, nope, not doing that one. So she finally gets down to like the apron. And she's like, too high. And then she finally just turns around and does a crossbody. And then Piper Niven just catches her. It was freaking amazing. The facial expressions that she was making, like the, oh no, it's too high. I'm scared. I can't do that. I ain't flipping. It was great. But anyways, Niven at one point lands a Vader bomb on Green by accident, thinking, oh, I'm going after Jade. Belair then tags in, delivers a modified Doomsday device with Cargill to Niven, and picks up the victory. So there we go. Tag team champions retain their titles. Again, I want to give a shout out to Olivia Quinlan from Wrestling Inc. Thank you for some notes you wrote up there, because mine somehow got deleted from my Google Docs. Oh, also, I haven't been giving, let's go to Wikipedia really fast, times of these matches. I don't time them out. Wikipedia's got it. So the Bloodline match went 16 and a half. This match went 12. Next up, we had Seth frickin' Rollins versus Bronson Reed. This is a really good, fun match. Went about 12 minutes and 20 seconds, according to Wikipedia. Rollins enters first. Gets a great reaction from the crowd. Reed then comes down, but is met in the middle of the ramp by Seth Rollins, and the two start brawling. They brawled towards the ring, and Rollins hit a suicide dive. However, Reed grabbed Rollins and slammed him over the barricade into some leather chairs. They get in the ring, and the match officially starts. Ding, ding, ding. Reed immediately hits a tsunami. He went for another instead of attempting to go for the pin, and Rollins moved out of the way. Hits him with the curb stomp on the way down. barely getting the 2 off of it, though. Rollins went for a sunset flip, but Reed just sat down on him. Reed worked him over until Rollins countered into a powerbomb into a DDT. Rollins follows this up with a flying clothesline, but Reed remained on his feet. Reed then met Rollins on the middle rope, and Rollins headbutted him off, following with a frog splash for only a 1, though. Rollins hit a rolling forearm, but Reed just knocked him over and hit a spinning sit-out powerbomb for a 2. Reed followed this up with a Death Valley driver for a 2, and a super kick for yet another 2 count. Rollins then smacked Reed in the face, so Reed just levels him. Clothesline. Reed then set it for a tsunami, but Rollins rolled to the other side of the ring. Reed hit a senton and went back to the top, but Rollins rolled out of the ring this time. Reed then grabbed the steel steps and tried to hit Rollins with it, but Rollins swept the leg. Rollins then followed this up with a curb stomp on the steps to Reed. Reed then slipped into the ring to avoid the countout, and Rollins immediately hit him with yet another curb stomp. Seth then went to the top rope and hit a super curb stomp and pinned Bronson Reed to pick up the victory 1, 2, 3. I thought this match was great. You got the big monster that Seth's throwing every big move he's got at, but can't keep him down until eventually you got to go high and beat him down. I thought this match was really, really good. Best match of the night. Not my favorite thing of the night, but best match of the night. So after the words, Seth leaves the ring and he's all like, he's all beat up and hurt and this and that. And then Bronson Reed just stands up in the middle of the ring and he's looking down at Seth like, Male 1, you ain't beat me yet. I'm still standing. Reed's got blood coming from the side of his head down. He's all messed up. And Reed's just like, I want more. I want more. This is great. This was really good. The show then talked about the NXT angle where Liv Morgan took out Raquel Rodriguez. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez took out Rhea Ripley. Rhea is out injured with a real broken orbital bone. Apparently, she headbutted Liv a little too hard a couple weeks ago. So, speaking of Liv, she took on Nia Jax for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. And I'm just going to say it right now. I'm going to get close to this mic. I'm going to close to this camera and say, this match fucking sucked. It was overbooked. There was too much interference. It just felt sloppy. It was not good at all. At all. It went a little over 8 minutes, I want to say, is what they got here. 8.5 almost, 8:15. And this is the worst thing on the show, in my opinion. And I saw some people say they liked it, but to me, it was way too overbooked. How many times does Tiffany have to come down and try to cash in and then get stopped? And then Nia's going to get out of the ring and be like, but don't cash in. Then Liv's going to jump out of the ring when she's got Nia down. Don't cash in, we do, but it was fucking atrocious. This match sucked. So, Jax headbutted Morgan early on in the match. Morgan, at one point, though, came back with the Tornado DDT and got a 2 off of it. Cole said that it would be a huge upset if Morgan won. Graves rightfully told him it shouldn't be considered an upset if one champion beats another champion. And I agree with Corey Graves there. Like, is Michael Cole's thinking is well, Nia's better. I think Nia's the better wrestler. No. You're supposed to think of them as equals and be unbiased on commentary, especially when it's champion versus champion. Now, if it's like Rhea Ripley is the champion versus Zelina Vega at that Backlash show, then you can say, big upset if Zelina can beat Rhea. But this ain't the same. It's your biggest champion on Raw versus your biggest champion on SmackDown, and they're supposed to be seen as equals. Speaking of that, Triple H, why are you over here telling us, I want to see champions from different companies facing each other? I've wanted that since I was a kid. Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair in their prime. Yeah, you say that. You'll never do it. You'll never give me Cody Rhodes versus the right now John Moxley. Closest we could probably get to something like this would be like Cody and Nick Nemeth because he's a TNA champion. Anyways, back to the match. Jax at one point hit a Samoan drop and got a 2 off of it. Jax hit a Super Samoan drop off the middle rope and got a 2. Jax went to the middle rope again, but Morgan brought her down with a powerbomb. This then brought out Tiffany Stratton as both women were down. She came out thinking she was going to cash in. Jax told her, yeah, not right now. She's over here telling the ref, I want to cash in. The ref's like, are you sure? Yes, I want to cash in. Are you really sure? I want to cash in. Is that your final answer? And then finally, Nia rolls out and like, what are you doing? Excuse me, Tiffany. You're not supposed to be here. Yet, weren't you telling her for weeks? Show up to cash in on Liv? That's what she kept saying. I was going to cash in on you. Swear, I promise. I was going to cash in on Liv. Anyways, this was so poorly done and not the only time. But Jax told her to leave. Morgan hit a crucifix bomb, went for the cover and only got a 2 off of it back in the ring. Stratton then made her way back down to the ring because both women were down. But Morgan hits right after Morgan hit an oblivion on Jax. Stratton then hopped up on the apron, looking to cash in again. But she was yanked off the apron by Raquel Rodriguez. Jax then went after Raquel, but that allowed Morgan to hit a code breaker off the ropes for a 2. Morgan and Rodriguez then jumped out and kind of like backed Tiffany up against the barricade. While Nia's just laying there in the ring. Nia's knocked out. Liv can pin her right now, win the match. But no, she's over here. Tiffany, you can't cash in. I got Raquel. And then finally, Nia jumps out of the ring, smashes Raquel and Liv right into Tiffany. And so she throws Liv back into the ring, hits her with a tackle, couple leg drops, goes to go for the annihilate her. She's up there on the ropes, just standing there. And then finally Dominic gets involved. Dominic throws the briefcase into the ring, distracting the referee. Then as the ref's yelling, hey, what is this? Nia hears it. She's still standing up on the ropes. What is going on? What is going on? This is so fucking dumb. And so, like, Raquel then runs up and boots Nia off the ropes. Morgan hits the oblivion and pins her 1, 2, 3 to pick up the victory. This sucked. This sucked big time. Like, I don't know if it could have been worse. Like Tiffany over here trying to cash in twice. Nia yelling at her, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be here. Why are you here? You told her for like 3 weeks. Hey, once we're down in the ring and Liv's ready to be cashed in on, run out and cash in on her. That's the plan, right? You're going to cash in on her, right? Well, at one point, actually twice, Liv was down. So she was going to try and cash in. She said on Liv, I don't know. But anyways, this was just a whole big pile of doo-doo. I hate to say it, but a lot of doo-doo here. A big old stinking doo-doo. So after the match, Triple H comes out. He hands Morgan the Crown Jewel belt. She holds it up. She celebrates with it. The belt's twice the size of her regular belt, and there we go. Again. Not good. That 8 minutes. Wasted. Could have been good, but there was just too much other stuff. You want these championships to matter? You want the Crown Jewel thing and the Crown Jewel title to mean something and people be interested to see these champion versus champion matches? Well, don't do this when the whole focus of the match are the two people. The focus of the match are not even the people in the ring, in the match. Your main focus of this match was Tiffany and people stopping Tiffany from cashing in. That was the focus of this match, not who's going to be the first ever Crown Jewel champion. So as we move forward, we were supposed to get Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. I'm going to say it right now. Kevin Owens, I'm not saying he's got, well, he probably does, but I'm not saying this as like he's got the greatest pro wrestling t-shirt collection of all time. Kevin Owens is the greatest and maybe the only person to use t-shirts in a way that is just as impactful and just as important as a match or a promo. Kevin Owens over here trying to attack Cody Rhodes. He's wearing a Dusty Rhodes shirt. He's over here supposed to face Randy Orton. Who's he wearing? Cowboy Bob Orton shirt. Kevin Owens and his entire presentation is absolutely perfect. Everything he does in the ring, promos, outside the ring, the little things, the shirt. I'm facing Randy, so I'm going to wear a shirt with his dad's face on it. I'm going to attack Cody, so I'm going to wear a shirt with his dad's face on it. Like, chef's kiss perfection. What did I tweet out? I tweeted it out. I stated, hold on. I stated, Kevin Owens has the greatest T-shirt game in the history of pro wrestling. His shirts tell just as much a story as the match and promos. As far as the match does go, again, Owens comes out first. He's wearing a Bob Orton shirt, and he does this little thing, and then Randy comes out. Orton standing at the announce table just watching. Randy does the pose and however, the pose and everything. And then all of a sudden, Kevin jumps in the ring with a chair and bah! It's Randy with it. Match hasn't started, so it's not like DQ or anything. They then start fighting. Owens clears the announce table, but Orton fought him off and gave him a back suplex on the table. Orton then sold his knee because he was attacked twice now in 24 hours to the back of his knee with a steel chair, which Owens would continue to attack. Owens attacked Orton with the chair again and again until referee Eddie Orengo yanked it out of Kevin's hands. KO then gave Orengo a stunner, and he took a great bump. This then led to a bunch of more people coming down. I think Sean Daivari was one of them. He runs down, tries to stop Orton, tries to take the chair from KO. Orton knocks down Kevin, grabs Sean Daivari, and throws him out of the ring. Orton then drove Owens onto the other announce table, and everyone starts scrambling. Cole said that the match seems like it's been waved off. Out then comes Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis. They're yelling, "Stop. What are you doing? This isn't what we're supposed to be. This isn't how this is supposed to go." And like, Pearce kind of grabs Randy to like stop him. Randy turns around and just goes, "Fuck you, Adam Pearce." Boom. RKO. Pearce takes the perfect RKO bump. This guy can have another match. I want Adam Pearce to have a match. Adam Pearce needs to wrestle a WWE match. Anyways, Adam Pearce gets RKO'd. And Nick Aldis is kind of like down on one knee, checking on Kevin, holding on to the ropes, kind of like, just like, what did I just see? Don't hit me. Don't hit me. So Owens then hits Orton with an equipment box, and Orton was laid out over some tables as they're fighting in the crowd at this point. Owens then ran up the stairs, and there's this little like area where you're going from like the bottom seats to the next level. And so Kevin jumps off the crazy ass elbow, and eventually the refs and everywhere was like, "It's over. We're done. They're both out. Call it." And the match never happens. Gotta get it again somewhere, but this was freaking great. Amazing. Best thing on the show. Best thing on the show is this brawl with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Eddie Orengo taking a stunner and a great bump. Sean Daivari getting involved, thrown out of the ring. Adam freaking Pearce taking an RKO. Oh boy. This was great. Best thing on the show. Seth and Bronson were the best match. This was the best thing overall. But then we had a triple threat match. The United States Championship. It was LA Knight defending against both Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. I thought this match was really fun, really fast paced, really creative, and a great finish. I loved that double BFT. That was so cool. There was a great spot early on when Andrade went to the top, and Hayes is laying in the ring. Knight is outside, and he does like not like the guns thing like Finn does, but he like points down at Carmelo Hayes like he's gonna moonsault him or he's gonna splash him or whatever, and then he just does a moonsault onto Knight on the outside, and Corey Graves is like, "Oh, I didn't expect that one. It looked like he was gonna jump on Hayes." So that was really cool. I like that spot. Andrade then hits Hayes with an avalanche fallaway slam at one point. With both men down, Knight then hit them with an elbow drop and got a 2. Later on, Knight leapt onto the top rope and hit Andrade with an avalanche German suplex. Knight kind of slipped and crotched himself a little bit. Freaking Big E in the post show was like, "Hey, LA Knight, I just got to ask you, how your loins feeling?" He goes, "My loins? Hey, your loins when you slipped there." He's like, "Oh, I caught an inner thigh. We're good. Hurting a little, but we're okay." So I thought that was funny from Big E because LA Knight kind of did slip here, kind of almost crotched himself a little bit, readjusted, got the move, hit it. What'd it do? But Big E to go, how your loins feeling? And LA Knight go, my loins? And he's like, yeah, when you fell. And he's like, oh, I caught it most inner thigh. That was great. Anyways, Hayes then follows this all up with a nothing but net and gets a 2 on Knight. Hayes then tries to go for a face buster, but took just a little too long to kind of get Andrade into position for it. So Knight comes up, kicks them both, grabs them both, BFT, pins them 1, 2, 3. LA Knight, yeah, still the United States champion. So as I mentioned earlier, Monday's Monday Night Raw is going to be a pre-taped show from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and it's being taped tomorrow, Sunday. With that, only one match has officially been announced that we know of. So far, I mean, if others have been announced, I haven't seen it. But we know that there will be a fatal 4-way match with the winner getting a shot at Gunther in the World Heavyweight Championship. It is Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Sheamus. So that match will be taking place on Raw this week. Didn't state if the winner gets his title shot at Survivor Series, maybe Saturday night's main event down the road afterwards, before on a Raw. We don't know. But the winner of this 4-way does get the shot. And I'm a little confused by this 4-way. Because wasn't it supposed to be if Dom can defeat a former world champion last week, he was in line for a shot? Well, he beat Priest. Now they're just both in this match. I'm a little confused. So hopefully we get some sort of an explanation. But yeah, this match is happening on Monday's Raw. Before we get into our main event, I do want to tell you that this podcast is brought to you by Aura Frames, so let's hear about it right here. Are you looking to capture and celebrate life's best moments? Meet Aura Frames, the must-have smart photo frame for every home. With its sleek design and crystal clear HD display, Aura Frames brings your favorite memories to life in stunning detail. Just connect your Aura Frame to Wi-Fi, and with the free Aura Frames app, you can instantly share photos and videos directly from your phone, no matter where you are in the world. It's perfect for sharing those precious moments with family and friends. Aura Frames also comes with unlimited cloud storage, so you never have to worry about running out of space again. And with features like auto brightness adjustment and an interactive touch bar, viewing and managing your photos have never been easier. So what are you waiting for? Transform your home and keep your memories alive with Aura Frames. Visit the link in the description below or head over to pwunlimited.co/Aura Frames now to bring your best moments to life. As far as this main event does go, Cody Rhodes versus Gunther for the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. The match goes, I want to say it's like 20-something, 23 minutes. This says 23 minutes to the dot. 23 on the dot. And I'll say, this match went exactly how you would expect, as far as Cody's the big loved babyface, Gunther's the big hated heel, and the crowd treated him as such, and these two worked really well together, like really well together. The crowd loudly sang Cody's song. They started the match with the Olay chant for Cody, and Rhodes wore navy blue, gold and white. Gunther wore black and white. The match went back and forth early for the first couple of minutes, maybe like first 5 minutes or so, and Rhodes did eventually get the advantage, followed by Gunther getting an advantage. Gunther went for a sleeper, but Rhodes quickly slipped out. The crowd was red hot here, just loving everything we got in the first like 8 minutes or so. Rhodes then hit some jabs, but Gunther cut him off before he can do the bionic elbow. Gunther taunted the fans before hitting Rhodes with an uppercut. Rhodes then hit the Dustin Rhodes uppercut, the little drop down ba-boom that he hit Gunther with on SmackDown a couple weeks ago, and a clothesline to knock Gunther out of the ring. Rhodes knocked Gunther off the apron with a springboard kick, and Gunther tried a sleeper again, but Rhodes, knocked him out of the ring. Gunther blocked a suicide dive, drove Rhodes into the side of the ring, and body slammed him outside the ring. Gunther worked over Rhodes, and the crowd continued with Olay chants. The announcers figured that the fans were trying to get in Gunther's head. Knowing that he lost to Sami Zayn in WrestleMania, Sami Zayn is kind of like, I guess you could say, what's the word I'm looking for? The Olay chants are kind of like tied to Sami. So, yeah, I don't know. They were trying to play up why they were doing it. The fans then started doing the wave. So I don't know if they were getting bored or what. Rhodes then came back with the body slam and delayed reverse vertical suplex, but Gunther responded with a body slam of his own. Rhodes followed this up with a superplex, power slam, jabs, and finally that boom bionic elbow. Crowd chanted for Dusty, Dusty Rhodes, as Cody hit a Cody cutter, but only got a 2 off of it. Cody tried for a disaster kick, but Gunther blocked it and applied a Boston Crab. Rhodes almost escaped, but Gunther hit a German suplex and applied a sleeper. Rhodes fought out with the jawbreaker. Gunther went for the sleeper yet again, but Rhodes countered into a crossroads, and the crowd chanted, "This is awesome." Gunther hit a drop kick and a powerbomb for a 2. Gunther chopped Rhodes and dismissively smacked him across the face. Rhodes then shoved Gunther and fired back with some forearms. Gunther tried a sleeper, but Rhodes countered with a back suplex. Gunther came back with a clothesline, but Rhodes countered with another clothesline attempt and a crossroads for a near fall. Cody then went for a super cutter, Cody cutter, and Gunther caught him in a sleeper. However, Rhodes immediately rolled through the cradle, basically pinning Gunther's shoulders down 1, 2, 3. That Bret Hart pin. And, well, Cody, your first ever men's Crown Jewel champion. Now, here's my one gripe. I'm not a big fan of this finish. Yes, it's the Bret Hart finish. It's revered as a great counter move. But it's like, why doesn't the guy on the bottom let go? Let go of the sleeper. And then he'll slide right out. And then the pin is basically kicked out of. So, great match. I thought these two worked phenomenal together. Like, it was better than I expected. And so, afterwards, Gunther, like, smacked the mat in frustration because he really wanted the win. Really great match. Gunther and Rhodes then shook hands in respect afterwards. Gunther had some words for Cody. We don't know exactly what. And then he leaves the ring, leaving for Triple H to come in and give Cody the belt, hold up the belt, this, that, bada boom. And then they tell us, hey, watch the post show if you want to see them get their rings. So we did get a ceremony on the post show with Liv and Cody getting presented the Crown Jewel rings. We know the belts will stay in Saudi. They've got these rings. Each ring has 150 diamonds on it. So, yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Good show, not great show. Again, if I was voting with you guys in the polls, I'd probably say it was just all right. But as far as polls do go, let me get the Twitch poll going up. What did you think of Crown Jewel? Remember, guys, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air on Twitch, you can do so by donating some Twitch bits or on YouTube with a super chat. Liked it. Right. Like it. Also, remember, if you want to get your own Aura Frames digital photo frame, you can do so by hitting the link in the description below or heading over to pwunlimited.co/Aura Frames. If you are watching live on Twitch, the poll is live. As I go refresh all the other polls, let's do this here. Boom, boom, boom. Wrong button. We got that. We got that. We got, where is the, there we go. So as far as the threads poll does go, 50% thought it was just all right. 38% liked it and 13% didn't like it. Looking at the Twitter X poll, 65% liked the show. 34% thought it was just all right, and nobody disliked it, so that's good to see. Looking over at the YouTube community poll, 64% liked the show, 28% thought it was just all right, and 8% didn't like it. Some of the comments here says, really don't know if that crowd cared. They cared for stuff. There were some things where they were kind of down for, but when they like something, they really like something. Person says some crown emojis and some hearts. Cody and Liv get small rings, instead those ugly titles, and they stay in Saudi Arabia Museum. I guess that's what you would call it, a Saudi Arabia Museum. Everyone was praising this WWE Experience building. Like a lot of the wrestlers were like, first time I've seen it, it's awesome. Even Big E was like, we need one of these freaking things in the U.S. because this is so cool. Because you can go in there, and they have an area, kind of like a WrestleMania Access, where you can like recreate wrestlers' entrances and stuff. You can do that here. They have a maze where it's the Undertaker's graveyard. They have a whole setup where you can play WWE 2K24 on PS5s. And then they have a vault room where it's like the most important stuff on display. And they also have a smaller room that's got a ring in it. And then fans can be around that and they can do presentations and stuff. Really cool. Now this person says Cody won. And this person says terrible crowd, predictable show full of botches. I wouldn't say that. I would say it wasn't terrible. It was good. I wouldn't call the crowd terrible because when this crowd loves stuff, they loved it. And then predictable, for the most part, yes. Not all my predictions came to fruition, but can't be right all the time. And then as far as the YouTube live poll does go, 67% liked the show, 25% thought it was just all right, and 8% didn't like it. Finally, as far as the Twitch poll does go, 75% liked the show, 25% thought it was just all right. Now, remember, one last warning. Raw is being filmed tomorrow, Sunday, in Saudi Arabia, so we will have spoilers up for that. Spoilers will be out there, so be warned come Monday morning, night, afternoon, whatever. Spoilers will be out. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up here as far as this stream does go, but we're doing another one later. We're going to check out that new season of Fortnite. Not sure exactly what time we're doing that because we got some family stuff we're going to do this evening. Then we'll come back and stream. We are going to play some Fortnite later here, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Keep an eye out for those as far as some cool streams we're going to do later tonight. But with that, guys, have a great rest of your Saturday. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you back here Monday for Monday Night Raw. Have a good one, guys.